Listen, it's the day number 2 and welcome back. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate y'all. And in this video, we're going to talk more about branding and ways to improve your branding for your food truck and your business. Some places they got really good food. The food looks delicious. It looks amazing when you're watching them and looking at them on social media. But the branding is it makes it look kind of cheap. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, I guess it's the designer in me and my thought process. But the first thing that I notice is the branding. Because honestly, that's one of two things you look for when you're looking at food trucks. The first, and in no particular order, the first two things are the smell and the look. You smell the food from afar, you see the truck from afar, and it attracts you to it. And if the branding is poor, but the food smells good, sometimes it tends to make you feel like, I don't know if this is a good option. So it's like rolling the dice. I don't know about you, but I don't want to roll the dice when it comes to my food. So I'm going to show you, or we're going to discuss and talk about a couple things that you can do to improve the branding on your food truck without even spending $1. The goal is to get you up to par so that your food and your branding matches all together. One big thing that I notice when it comes to a lot of the food trucks and their branding is the typography and the font that they use. Whether it's on the menu or on the side of your truck, one of the things is you need to be able to see this from afar. I choose to use a lot of strong, bold types of fonts. Like, one example is Impact. I like that because it's a strong, bold font that you can see from a distance. I notice a lot of food trucks, when they think of elegance and they think of like premium design, premium elegance, the first thing they lean towards is a script font. Script fonts are okay, but the thing is, when you're looking from a distance, you can't read it. I don't care how the contrast is with the color. I don't care how large you make it. It's impossible to read. And sometimes this could be on a small scale, whether it's on a menu or the side of your truck. Like, it's very hard to read. I always encourage people, stay away from the scripts. Scripts are okay, but scripts don't equal elegance. So there's lots of other ways that you can show elegance. And I know I've created designs, I've used it, but again, those are more passion projects. They're not branding and logo designs. I can get more into specifics when it comes to that, but try to stay away from the script fonts. Another thing that people do when they tend to use fonts is they use them interchangeably, and I guess, for lack of better terms, they use too many. Using too many fonts can be a killer, because if you're not matching them up correctly, then it just doesn't work out well. So one thing that I always encourage to do, use a font that has a huge or a large font family. When I say large, I mean at least 3 to 5 different fonts. Use the weights, or should I say, not the actual different fonts. Like, you have fonts like Helvetica. Helvetica has multiple fonts. They have a thin, they have a regular, they have bold, they have italic, then they have italic, bold, and on. But you get what I'm saying. Use a font that has multiple weights, but it's the same font, making it more, in doing this, it makes it easier, and that shows more elegance and structure when you use multiple weights of a different font. Doing this one thing could level you up immensely. Your typography is like a trust factor. So when you level up your trust factor with your fonts, that creates trust with your customers. One thing that really bothers me is like a low resolution or a stretched out, faded logo. People get logos done for cheap. I know now we have AI, and a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm going to create it in AI and I'll use that. One thing people fail to realize is, okay, number one, you create it in AI. Sometimes they become a lot more detailed. I'll get more into that. But one of the big things is the logo or the design that you're creating. If you don't have the correct files, the SVG files, what happens is you just have a JPEG image. With that JPEG image, if you're just cutting and pasting, or you're dropping that into a specific software, or removing the background, you're just removing the background of a JPEG image and making it a transparent PNG and pasting it on to a document or onto something else. When you're doing that, for example, if you're doing it to your menu design and you're just pasting that on there, the more and more you print that, the lower the resolution and quality it gets. It becomes very low in quality, hard to read, blurry, and just not, it's not good. Like, so then I know for myself, I've had people say, oh, well, I have my logo and you can use this, and they'll send me that JPEG image. That in turn costs you more, or costs me more time and you more money, because ultimately I can't use it. It's just a JPEG image, and then I gotta recreate that image. Recreate it so you have the files available, choose the colors, make sure the colors look correct and everything. It just causes a big hassle. So stretched out logos and fonts are not good. That's something that you really, really want to stay away from. If you have the chance, or you have the designer that can export this PNG in Illustrator, or make it a SVG file in Illustrator, then that is what you need to do. I know we're all trying to save money. We're all trying to make the best decisions with our money, but sometimes that little bit of that money that you spend in the beginning can save you a lot in the end. Don't turn it into a battle. Just take the time out, do it right from the beginning. It's like the old saying goes out, and correct me if I'm wrong, measure twice, cut once. That's how that goes. That's what you want to do. This one right here is really quick. Cluttered menus. Cluttered menus. We don't really have to speak much on this. One thing you would want to do, and this is just for all, not just designers, but designers, if you're creating restaurant menus, food truck menus, whatever type of menu it is, have the conversation with the food truck owner, the chef, or whatever. You do not have to put every single meal on your menu. Don't clutter it. Number one, it makes it confusing for the customer when they're coming to make a purchase, because it's almost overwhelming. I know for me, sometimes if I go to my favorite places and they had everything on their menu, it would be a little hard for me to make that decision. But also, if you're putting your best meals or your signature meals on your menu and you're leaving some things out, it kind of leads that person into other options. While they may have come there for that specific meal or that signature meal that you provide, they see some of your other meals that are your best meals, but then they also get to ask questions. That opens up the door for more things. And just understand, do not clutter your menu. Keep it simple. Use your signature meals and do it that way. That's one of the best options and the best information I can give you when it comes to that. Your colors can become really chaotic if you're using a lot of colors and you're not using a color palette, or you're using more than, I don't know if this is the best term, the technical or the average amount of colors, which is 3 to 5 colors. You don't want to use any more than that. Any more than that is causing color chaos and color confusion. And then if you're doing that and you're not even using a color palette, it's just chaos. Like, make sure the colors match. Make sure they are like they represent what it is that you're making, the food that you're cooking. If you're making drinks, you don't want earthy colors. You want something that's refreshing. If you're doing organic and original meals, you want those organic and earthy colors. But if it's soups, if it's stews, it's warm food, things that like that, try to incorporate warm colors, your reds, your oranges. For earthy colors, your browns, your refreshing colors, or blues, things of that nature. Don't make it too chaotic. Use 3 to 5 colors and keep it really simple, and don't overthink it by using using a palette. I know, again, here's a quick tip for you. If you're using AI, put it into AI. Let them help you. We're not saying take it for what it is, but let AI help you take on that workload of what a junior designer would do, or someone who's not familiar with color palettes and using color palettes as much. Use AI. That's what it's there for. I use it all the time. When I do use it, I take the suggestions and I move from that. I don't go specifically with what it is unless I'm doing a passion project and it's not that important. It's just something that I'm doing to increase my skills or stay abreast in the community. But when it comes to working with a client, I showed you in one of my YouTube shorts how you use Adobe InDesign, how they have an option where you can use your eyedropper tool, and it's a tool there where you can click on that image and it creates the color palette for you. So that's a quick tip. Go over to my YouTube shorts and check that out. And let's move on to the next tip that I got for you. We're almost wrapping this up. I got a couple more for you. So here's the next one. So this is the next one and the last one, and it's spacing. You want to use spacing. Bad spacing can cause a huge problem and cause confusion, and that is why we use grids. Grids are perfect for these types of things. When you're creating menus, you got 5 types of grids that you can use, but it also keeps everything in alignment. I'll get into those 5 types of grids that you can use in another video. Just make sure you if you like this video and you subscribe to my channel, leave a comment in there and we'll definitely start. I'll create the next one of these videos talking about grids and the 5 types of grids. Grids are good because they create breathing room. They create structure. When I say structure, I mean it makes it evenly spaced. I know I like to use them, but I like to use them in a way where it's organized chaos, if that makes any sense. Organized structure. Not using a grid, that screams beginner. If you've been designing for some time like I have, grids are your best friend, and they're going to save you and save your work and make everything that much more professional and help you out a whole lot. So just get into the habit of using grids, understanding grids, how to implement grids, and whether you're doing UI design, you're doing logo design, you're doing menu design, it all works together. Use the alignment like your brand depends on it, like the brand depends on it, because low key, it really does. So use it as much as possible and use it to survive, to make everything look a lot more professional. Trust me, you'll appreciate this tip in the long run, instead of just jumping in using a template or just randomly throwing things in spaces and guessing. Grids is going to help you a whole lot. So that is it for this video, y'all. I appreciate you for checking it out. If you made it to this far, make sure you give me a like. Yo, give me a sub. Like, just hang out with your boy. Implement these 5 things and this will change your design aspects, your design skills, your branding of your truck immensely. This is like premium knowledge, premium information without paying a premium bill. Lock in with your boy every day. I'm going to be dropping these videos, like I said, from now to the end of 2025, going into 2026. I'm going to be dropping a video every day, giving you information, tips, tutorials, tricks about my design process, how I do things, and hey, just chopping it up with you, letting you know and taking you on my journey. So if you enjoy this, thank you. If you're going back to this, hey, welcome back. If you've been here with me on this journey, I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you in the next video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out.